Good morning viewers, মই আছে Marunikitan Arab ninga sabke Nltv good morning Nagalande swagat korase. Abi dia do scripture ekta apuribo. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10 to 12. Finally be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Idiado thought of the Desabo. We are in a spiritual battle, but we are not unarmed. Clothe yourself in God's armor and stand firm in his strength. Weavers Edado Korosoniwa.
Invitees. Dahil sa singinado
Weavers Ideado Boyam Sawa.
I Turn to Jesus by Sharon K. Schubert. Sometimes I get discouraged and a tear comes to my eye. Sometimes life doesn't seem fair and I can't understand why. Sometimes I want to give up when things aren't going right. Sometimes it feels like a waste of time, not really worth the fight. Those things are when I turn to Jesus. He listens to my prayers, and suddenly the way is easier. The problems not so hard to bear. He is a comfort when the way is rough. Through His word, I find relief. I'm reminded that He is ever near. On His name I have believed. He doesn't promise earthly treasures. If we follow in His name, He does promise to fulfill our needs each and every day. So, let me walk a little closer, Lord. I know You love me so. When problems are overwhelming,
Weavers Ideado Healthy Deep Sawa.
What is sugar? Sugar is found in many foods, both naturally or added. Sugar provides energy but has no nutritional value on its own. Sugars are often added to processed foods to improve their flavor, color, texture, and shelf life. Sugar comes in many forms: white sugar, brown sugar, molasses, honey, maple syrup, and corn sweeteners. It may be listed on the ingredient listing on food labels as glucose, fructose, dextrose, maltose, and sucrose. All of the different types of sugars are grouped together in the ingredient list to make it easier to see just how much sugar is in a food. If sugars are listed as a first or second ingredient on a food label, the food is likely high in sugar. Some foods that naturally contain sugar, just such as vegetables, fruit, and milk, are an important part of a healthy diet because they also contain important nutrients. All other sugars are called free sugars. Free sugars are sugars added to food products and sugar naturally present in honey, syrups, fruit juices, and purees. Free sugars provide little or no nutritional value. How does sugar affect our health? Consuming too much sugar is associated with heart disease, stroke, obesity, diabetes, high blood cholesterol, cancer, and cavities. How much sugar should we eat? Heart and Stroke recommends you consume no more than 10% total calories per day from added sugars, and ideally less than 5%, that is, for an average 2000 calorie a day diet. 10% is about 48 grams or 12 teaspoons of added sugars. 1 can of pop contains about 85% or approximately 10 teaspoons of daily added sugar. Foods that naturally contain sugar, such as vegetables, fruit, and milk, should be included in a healthy diet in reasonable quantities. Foods that are high in free sugar include sweetened cold and hot beverages such as soft drinks, energy drinks, fruit-flavored drinks, fruit juices, sports drinks, hot chocolate, and specialty coffees. Baked goods and desserts such as cakes, candies, chocolate, cookies, donuts, ice cream, muffins, pastries, and pies. Are you drinking too much sugar? Many popular drinks have more than half of your recommended daily sugar intake. Tips to reduce your sugar intake. Don't drink your calories. Avoid sugary drinks. Drink water instead when you are thirsty. Low-fat, unsweetened milk is also a good way to quench thirst. To keep things interesting, flavor your water with lemon, orange or lime slices, strawberries or fresh mint. Avoid soft drinks and sports drinks. They are high in sugar and have no nutritional value, which is why they are called empty calories. Avoid fruit juice even when it is 100% fruit juice. Although fruit juice has some of the benefits of the fruit, vitamins, minerals, it has more sugar than the fruit and less fiber. Fruit juice should not be consumed as an alternative to fruits. Canadians should eat the fruits, not drink them. Stay away from fancy hot drinks with free sugars. Order a latte instead of a matcha coffee. Add nutmeg and cinnamon toppings for extra flavor rather than adding sugar. Try whole foods. Whole foods are items that remain as close to their natural state as possible with little processing. Examples are fresh or frozen vegetables and fruit, poultry and fish, beans, lentils or tofu, brown rice, whole wheat, couscous, barley, whole grain breads, plain lower-fat milk, plain yogurt and cheeses. Snack sensibly. Stock up on roasted nuts, lower fat, lower sodium cheese and crackers, veggies and dip, and plain yogurt with fresh fruit. Reduce the amount of baked goods, sweet desserts, candies, and chocolates you eat. Eat lower sugar cereals. Choose cereals with less than 6 grams of sugar and more than 4 grams of fiber per 1 cup serving. Cook at home more often. Select recipes that are lower in sugar. Check out our recipe section for a wide variety of delicious recipes. Also, you can experiment with your favorite recipes by reducing the amount of added sugar to your recipes by 1/4 to 1/3. Read the nutrition facts table and the ingredient list on packaged foods. Pay special attention to the serving size, total amount of sugar, and read the ingredient list. The nutrition facts table will tell you the total amount of sugar in the product from both naturally occurring and added sugars, and the ingredient list will let you know where the sugar is coming from. Products with added sugars such as glucose, fructose, sucrose, honey, evaporated canned juice, fruit puree, molasses, corn syrup, dextrose, concentrated fruit juice provide no nutritional benefits. Minimize or remove these items from your shopping list. How to limit sugar intake. Reduce your intake of free sugars throughout the life course. Free sugars are all sugars added to foods or drinks. Example, glucose, galactose, fructose, sucrose, or table sugar. By the manufacturer, cook, or consumer, as well as sugars naturally present in honey, syrups, fruit juices, and fruit juice concentrates. Adults and children. Reduce intake of free sugars to less than 10% of total energy intake. A reduction to less than 5% of total energy intake provides additional health benefits, so reduce intake of free sugars further. Consuming free sugars increases the risks of dental caries, tooth decay. Excess calories from foods and drinks high in free sugars also contribute to unhealthy weight gain, which can lead to overweight and obesity. You can reduce your sugar intake by limiting the consumption of foods and drinks containing high amounts of sugars, example, sugar-sweetened beverages, sugary snacks and candies, eating fresh fruits and raw vegetables.
Viewers, ida the dunya laga wonders Great Wall of China so.
What is the wonders of the world? Great Wall of China, the serpent of stone. What is the Great Wall of China? The Great Wall of China is a series of walls and fortifications built to protect China from invasions and raids by enemies, especially from the north like the Mongols and other nomadic tribes. It stretches across northern China and is over 21,000 kilometers long if all the sections are added together. When and why was it built? The wall's construction began more than 2,000 years ago during the Qin dynasty by Emperor Qin Shi Huang, who united several smaller walls into one massive defense system. Later dynasties, especially the Ming dynasty, improved and expanded the wall. Its main purpose was to protect against invasions, control trade routes like the Silk Road, signal warning of enemy attacks using smoke, fire or flags. How was it built? The wall was built by soldiers, peasants and prisoners. Materials used depend on the local geography, earth, wood, bricks and stone. Watchtowers, fortresses and signal towers were also constructed along the wall for better communication and defense. Interesting facts, it's not one single wall, but many walls joined together over centuries. It is often called the longest cemetery on earth because many workers died during its construction. It is one of the 7 wonders of the medieval world. Though it can't actually be seen from space with the naked eye, it's a symbol of China's strength and history. Historical background, early walls. Before China was unified, individual kingdoms like Zhao, Yan, and Qin built their own walls to protect their territories. In 221 BCE, Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China, connected and expanded these walls to form the first version of the Great Wall. Dynasties that built the wall. Qin dynasty, first major construction, used compacted earth and wood. Han dynasty extended the wall westward to protect Silk Road trade. Ming dynasty built the most famous and strongest sections with bricks, stones and tiles. Most of what we see today is from this period. Structure and features. Design. Average height 6 to 8 meters, that is 20 to 26 feet, wide enough for 5 to 6 soldiers or horses to walk side by side. Watchtowers every few hundred meters were used to monitor the enemy and send signals. Beacon towers. Messages were sent using smoke during day and fire during night to warn of attacks. Natural barriers. The wall was often built along mountain ridges, rivers, and deserts using natural geography as extra protection. Challenges in building. Construction took place over centuries. Workers faced harsh conditions, deserts, mountains, and extreme weather. Many workers died due to starvation, exhaustion, and accidents, and some were buried within the wall. Cultural and strategic importance. The wall symbolized the strength and unity of China. It acted as both a military defense and a border control system to monitor immigration and trade. The wall helped protect the Silk Road, enabling cultural and economic exchange between China and other civilizations. Modern significance. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, it's a symbol of Chinese resilience and culture. Large sections near cities like Beijing are preserved for tourists like Badaling, Nutianyu, and Jingshaling. Large Repeat, large sections near cities like Beijing are preserved for tourists like Badaling, Mutianyu and Jinshaling. Some remote parts are crumbling due to erosion, natural decay and lack of maintenance. Legacy. The Great Wall represents the ingenuity, hard work and determination of the Chinese people. It's often used in Chinese sayings, films, theater and art as a symbol of protection and perseverance. Today, it continues to attract millions of visitors from around the world and is a major part of China's cultural identity. Discovery of the old section of the Great Wall. In early 2025, archaeologists unearthed a section of the Great Wall that predates previous estimates by approximately 300 years. This newly discovered segment, located in Shandong province, dates back to the Western Zhou dynasty, suggesting that the origins of the Great Wall are older than previously believed. The excavation revealed various structures, including trenches, residential foundations, and rammed earth constructions, providing fresh insights into the wall's early construction and purpose. Irreversible damage caused by construction workers. In September 2023, a section of the Ming-era Great Wall in Shanxi province suffered significant damage when two construction workers used an excavator to widen an existing gap, creating a shortcut for their equipment. This act caused irreversible damage to the integrity of the wall, which is a protected cultural heritage site. The individuals involved were detained and charged with destroying a cultural relic. China's Solar Great Wall Initiative. China is undertaking a massive renewable energy project dubbed the Solar Great Wall in the Kubuki Desert, Inner Mongolia. This initiative aims to construct a 400-kilometer long solar farm with a generating capacity of 100 gigawatts by 2030. The project not only seeks to power Beijing, but also aims to combat desertification and to promote sustainable agriculture in the region. The Great Wall of China, particularly the popular Badaling section, sees a large number of visitors. Annually, it attracts roughly 10 million visitors. On average, this translates to about 27,000 visitors per day. However, visitor numbers fluctuate greatly depending on the time of the year and day of the week, with peak attendance during weekends and holidays. Elaboration. Annual visitors. The Great Wall of China as a whole sees around 10 million visitors per year. Daily average. The Badaling section, which is one of the most popular sections, averages about 27,000 visitors per day. Peak periods. Visitor number increase significantly during weekends and holidays, with some sections like Badaling experiencing over 1 lakh visitors in a single day. Weekday visitors. On weekdays, the number of visitors typically drops to around 10,000 per day. Crowd control.
Viewers, ito ang Nagaland Weather Report comes out. Beren, maximum 28 degrees Celsius to minimum 23 degrees Celsius. Timabur, maximum 32 degrees Celsius to minimum 26 degrees Celsius. Kohima, maximum 24 degrees Celsius to minimum 19 degrees Celsius. Peak, maximum 28 degrees Celsius to minimum 19 degrees Celsius. Wokha, maximum 31 degrees Celsius to minimum 26 degrees Celsius. Zinobodo, maximum 22 degrees Celsius to minimum 18 degrees Celsius. Kifiri, maximum 27 degrees Celsius to minimum 22 degrees Celsius. Mugokchung, maximum 27 degrees Celsius to minimum 22 degrees Celsius. Linsang, maximum 21 degrees Celsius to minimum 16 degrees Celsius. Mon, maximum 28 degrees Celsius to minimum 22 degrees Celsius. Longland, maximum 23 degrees Celsius to minimum 18 degrees Celsius. Noglak, maximum 22 degrees Celsius to minimum 17 degrees Celsius. Viewers, ajilaka good morning Nagaland duhon ho. Abni khan Indonesia updates pai thagi bole sai thagi bi Nagaland TV.